I'm here at the old lighthouse of Kaiyuan Harbor. And this harbor down here is one of two harbors on Orchid Island, and it is the lifeline between the mainland and Orchid Island. 你小的时候没有那个开源，
根本都没有一个。
对，所以每一个菠萝都有自尊的沙滩。
对，我们小孩子的时候总是都不离开这里。
We're back again to the southwest city of Taidong. I'm so excited. The bad news is we didn't get to take the boat today because it's just in the north of Taiwan and we couldn't get down in time. But the good news is we're going to go to somewhere very exciting and learn about this. It's all about this. 你也学过关于那个船吗？
有，之前社会课有学过，只是我没有想象它这么大。
对啊，
有看
很大。
过照片，然后影片。只是它这么大，我没有想。
对，那我们会学习那个怎么做，还有他们怎么用。These boats are central to the lives of the Australasian people in Lanyu, and we're going to learn how they fish on them, how they race them, and how they make them. So come join me, and we'll find out more. We're in Fugong Fishing Harbor, and you can see this is not only a fishing harbor, but also a transportation harbor. It's where you take the boat to go to Lanyu and to Ludao. We're going to Lanyu. It's gonna take about 2 hours. I checked the weather, might be a little rough, so get ready, but it should be all right. All right, let's get on the boat and get ready for the next part of the journey. We're now in Taiyuangang, Lanyu's biggest harbor, and you can see it's a lot smoother in here. It was a rough journey, but it was worth it. We arrived safely. Immediately here, good time. Did you get seasick? Good. A lot of people are seasick downstairs, right? But anyways, it's a beautiful way to get here by boat. The ocean is fantastic, and look at this place. You can already feel how special this Lanyu Island is.
我们刚刚那个风浪是很大哈，
还好。
西兰这阵子都是西兰，这特别有。
Captain， 谢谢你。
谢谢。
Captain 太厉害了。
对，谢谢，真的很厉害。你听出来？你做那个行业已经多久了？
我20年了。哇，谢谢。
看得出来呀。
啊，你们要慢慢的哈，小心。
好
，OK， 好。When you come to Lanyu, you'll realize that it's divided into different, in Chinese called boro. It sounds in English to me like borough, like in the Yunnork you have different boroughs. I don't know if the words are the same, but in any case it works, it seems to work. Each borough reflects each different remaining tribes, and there's 6 of them. And what I think is interesting, if you look at the street signs, you'll see the name of each borough on it, and that's very helpful when you go around. So in this case it's Yuren,
fisherman's burrow. And each different burrow will have this symbol, the Chinese symbols for the name of the burrow on the street sign. It's a great way to navigate, great way also to realize that this island was once divided into many different tribes, and in fact still is. And people still live according to their burrow traditions. And I find that very, very interesting. One other thing I want to remind you of, if you're going to Lanyu, be careful when you take pictures. Ask people's permission. The local people are very sensitive about having their pictures taken, as anyone would be. So be courteous, ask first. I always ask before we can film. Otherwise, you're gonna get yourself into trouble and people will get upset. We're in Toverland, and although Lanyu only has 2 fishing harbors, it has a lot of these. In fact, every borough has a beach like this where traditionally the boats were launched. 你小的时候没有那个开源渔港，没有渔港，是不是？
根本都没有渔港，
对，
都没有啊，这个很原始。
所以每一个部落都有自身的沙滩。
对对，都有自己的沙滩。
那这个是渔人的沙滩，可以这样说吗？
对，这里是渔人的番话。我们小孩子的时候，总是都不离开这里。凡是我们从学校放学回家，一定会在这里去游泳。啊，肚子饿了以后，我们就喝水。回到这里附近有很多林朵树了，林朵树的那个果子我们就拿来吃，然后我们就到海边去抓小螃蟹，还是海草，那个是我们的午餐，填饱肚子就很快乐，然后我们又来去游泳了。
So Emilia, you saw how happy Grandpa is talking about his old days swimming. You want to go swimming?
Yes.
Okay, we'll organize that for you, all right? Let's go swimming in Lanyu. 他也很爱游泳。
很好。
I'm going to show you each borough's beach so you understand. Usually we only do the fishing harbors, but I think the beaches of each borough are so important here. I'm going to go and explain those and show those to you as well. This one, as I said before, is from Yuren, the fishing people's borough, and that's the borough that Safran Lamaran is from, and he's taken time to show that to us today. I'm here at the old lighthouse of Kaiyun Harbor. And this harbor down here is one of 2 harbors on Orchid Island. And it is the lifeline between the mainland and Orchid Island. If this harbor is closed, there's no goods coming from the mainland. And so this island really struggles. It's very important. This harbor is a Class 2 harbor. It was begun to be built in 1965. The old part of the harbor is over here. You can just see it behind me. This harbor has 2 functions. It is the main transportation hub for Orchid Island, but it is also a fishing harbor, and you can see the fishing boats in there. What's important to realize, if you look at the fishing boats, they're all small boats. There are no CT2, CT3, CT4. They're all small S-types and O-type boats. Why is that? Because the people on this island fish for themselves. They fish for their families. This island's fish mostly stay on this island and mostly go for the people who live here as part of their main sustenance. In the far distance on that mountain over there, you can see the new lighthouse that was built here. It's closed to the public right now. It's also the highest lighthouse in Taiwan, located on top of that cliff. I will come here with my boat one day, but not today. But I can tell you, this small little harbor is so vital to this island's existence. Small but beautiful. I've really noticed this small harbor comes to life twice a day. Starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, you have the boats coming in, the transportation boats coming in from Taidong, Hobihu, or this one from Green Island, not far away. The other thing that happens in the morning is that the cargo ships come in, and you can see one behind me as well. That's where all the important cargo comes in. The beer, the motorcycles, the bicycles, the food, all of that comes in with the cargo ships also in the morning. Other times of the day, this harbor is actually quite quiet. You can see right now the people here are congregating, waiting for the ferry to go to their next stop. And when we go back, we'll also be here catching the ferry here. 哇，台币啊那么多，送到哪里？我跟着你们，我跟着你们。
我去超市哎。
好。
我要去库房。
库房啊 ，OK， 哦。And you can see they both use both sides of the harbors. Both the old harbor and the new harbor are in use at the same time at this kind of 9 o'clock in the morning time zone because it's really, really busy. Let's take a look. This boat just came in from Taidong. Kaiyuan Harbor is in Yeyou tribe's area, in Yeyou borough. Yeyou is coconut oil, the traditional meaning. And traditionally, this is the area of plentiful food. If you look over here, there is a face you can see in the side of the mountain. Lanyu Island is also known as Hongtou, which means redhead. And I think if you look at the sun at sunset, illuminating this face, it's like a redhead, and that's what Hongtou means. Hello, hello. We're in Langdao right now, Langdao Borough. And the people of Langdao traditionally, as the story goes, were known as the polite people on Orchid Island. The reason for that is on this side here, you have the Dongqing tribe. On this side here, you have the Yeyou tribe. And for the Yeyou people to meet the Dongqing people, they would always have to cross through. And the people in the middle, the Langdao people, would always say, hello, hello. So they were decided and determined to be the polite people. We're also in the place of Langdao Fishing Harbor. This is the second harbor on Orchid Island, and it is a Class 2 harbor. And there are two parts to it. The original part here, the coral part, was just an inlet so people could unload the boats. And that was completed in the early 80s. Later on, in the early 2000s, completed in 2013, is this part of the harbor now, which is a more safe part. The important thing to remember is long before there were fishing harbors on Orchid Island, each tribe had its place to launch its boats. And in the case of Langdao tribe, the place is right here on this beach. And when the typhoons would come, they would take their boats and take them up into the protected area. But when there wasn't a typhoon, they would leave them on the beach like this so they could take them out fishing on a daily basis to nourish their people. This lovely spot is Dongqing Borough, and it is the most easterly spot of Taiwan. So if you want to catch the first sunrise of every year, you have to come here. And you can see this is the traditional launching place where the Dongqing tribe used to put their kayaks out to sea. In modern times, they've also built this little fishing harbor over here to kind of protect their boats. But this is not really a fishing harbor. It's not registered as a fishing harbor. It's just here so they can dock these boats. And most of these boats are also used for recreational purposes rather than for commercial fishing. The one other thing I want to mention about Dongqing is the nightlife here is the best in this part of the island. So if you want to come and party and have drinks at night, Dongqing's the place.